Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Vixen Tarot After Dark. I'm your host, Shinofa. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already joined the fam, please go and smash that subscribe button and bell right next to it. That way you don't miss out on more energy updates from me. All right. And also, too, go ahead and follow my Instagram at Vixen Tarot After Dark. All right. And my personal, which is Lucrative Lives. So we're going to go ahead and dive into... we're gonna dive into Libra. All right. We're gonna find out about how they feel about relationships, how the relationship's going so far. Like the card just flipped up. And I went ahead and switched decks because I don't know why, but the other deck was just on the last two readings, pretty harsh. So we're gonna go ahead and switch up the decks here. All right. And in your love, relationship, Libra, or whoever you're messing with, crush, married, single. Like single meaning if you guys are just dating. Let's do one more for Libra. That's way too many cards. One more for Libra. All right. If you haven't, smash the subscribe button and bell right next to it. You're gonna miss energy updates from me. Also, go ahead and this is not your first time. Welcome back, man. What's the deal? So let's get started. All right. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. So getting the Knight of Pentacles in the flip is actually showing me, you guys, this is actually how you feel about relationships in general. And so what this is showing is that sometimes when you're in a relationship too long, some of you guys might get a little bored. You know, repetition really kind of like drag down about relationships, right? Sometimes they're overrated. You desire like spontaneity in a relationship. Like you really want that excitement. I want to really like match your vibe. Okay. And so you feel like when you're in a relationship, you kind of get stuck in these routines and it gets boring. And so it like can be a lot of speaking to a lot of you guys who are married. You guys are really spicing it up. You got to spice it up. You want that spice. You want that action. You want to have sex in multiple places. You want to travel the world and do different things. Like you just want to, you know, it's like when you're in a relationship, they kind of lack variety. And so you're looking for, you know, in relationships is that variety. Okay. And so, you know, even though like paying the bills and cooking dinner, you know, and all of that aren't all exciting, you know, it's necessary. But, you know, you can always find ways to make things fun, right? Like maybe doing cooking together, you know, stuff like that, you know. And you know, in relationships, daily maintenance is a part of life. So ignoring like practical matters can kind of get you in trouble. And so that's when you kind of steer away when you're in a relationship, okay? And so you could be kind of resisting change also too, because you're kind of set in your ways and you want things to go a certain way. And if they don't go your way, Libra, you act real Libra-ish. Okay. Others might describe this as like, I just feel like you guys can get bored easily. Like you need something that keeps sparking your attention. Okay. And so conservative ways of living can really close you off. And you just really want to experience what life has to offer. So sometimes some of you guys don't want to commit, or if you are committed, you get bored. Okay. So that's how you guys kind of are feeling about relationships. And you can really, you know, look for ways that can really add passion and excitement. Like you maybe have to initiate that, but sometimes you're looking for the other person too. But maybe if you spark it, maybe it'll happen. So whatever you dish out is what you receive back. So sometimes you guys have to do that and move with the flow and really keep things going. Okay. And then we have the Temperance card here. So this is kind of how you feel about this person. So you're kind of really kind of you're being very patient. Okay. Very, very patient. Okay. You guys are really taking it slow. You're not rushing anything. This is kind of like a synergy. This is balance. And so balance is really in the center of the palace. Okay. So you're really instead of rushing to make things happen with this person, you're really taking your time to get to know them. You're tactfully like building upon this relationship, building this foundation step by step with them. You're taking your time, and you're really valuing, their synergy, and you're choosing certain situations that uh, make you happy with that person, and you're doing things in moderation, okay, with a lot of patience. So to move forward, though, you rather put time in to ensure that you're getting a quality relationship with this person, okay? You're not rushing into anything, no matter what kind of drama is going on around you. You're really taking the high road with this person as well, and you realize that you really can't control external circumstances, but you can control who you talk to. So and you can also control how you react to certain situations that they're in. Okay. And so, this gives a lot of time. Like, you guys are really falling into place, with a lot of things in your life. So you're really taking relationships really slow. You're just really not rushing, and you're really aware about, your inner and outer self as well. And learning how to make yourself satisfied along with that person too. So then you have the Queen of Pentacles, okay? So getting the Queen of Pentacles, this is how they feel about you. And getting the Queen of Pentacles in the flip, it's kind of, how do you say it? It's like they are, the other person could be like a workaholic. Um, they could be also too, like, so that brings like isolation, but then also too, when they're around you, they could be smothering you. So in a sense, they're kind of like, maybe they see you possibly as all work and play, and they're trying to get you to, like, have some fun. um, it's like all you're doing is paying attention to your career right now, and they really just want you to indulge with them, spend time with them, give them attention, love, and affection, and you're just kind of like, eh. So right now, it's kind of like, you're working to provide for your family, which is great. We all need that. And ironically, though, it's kind of like you also got to take that quality time and spend it with that person if you really want this to go anywhere, okay? You might be overwhelmed right now. You might be struggling to juggle your career and home life, or, with this person. You might be juggling this relationship right now. You're feeling kind of inadequate in the process a little bit. And so, you know, you got to return to a place of rejuvenation and just really start to get your juices flowing again. Ground yourself, okay? You got to, balance is really like the key to sustainability. So you have to really find a balance for what's healthy, being together and not being together too much to where it's overwhelming for that person, but you also have to really like gain your sanity. And so it's really questioning your ability to be financially independent. I feel like that's where your focus is. It's not really on relationships. So just kind of trust your gut instincts, okay? And make sure you're not working yourself to the bone where you're not giving any attention to this person, because then they might just kind of dip out. So take a step back and see where you can have, less time and less control. All right, so then we have the Strength card here. So getting the Strength card, this is how this person feels about relationships. That way you can kind of get an idea of what they're kind of thinking in their head. So whenever they think of relationships as like very fierce. It encourages them to really want to move forward. This is like that Leo energy. And strength is not really just outer, it's inner. So they really feel stronger when they're with somebody. They want someone that's like equal vibe. They want somebody that kind of matches their fly. They want someone flying on the same plane. They really have a lot to bring to the table, and they want a person to bring to the table as well. So this is kind of they feel like relationships are to them. Like they want that equal compatibility, and they know things can be challenging. They have a lot of compassion and patience for relationships. And they really learn how to tame the beast, per se. They really learn, they gain a lot of experiences in life to where they feel comfortable with exploring relationships. They've mastered their impulses. They're able to take responsibility for their actions. And so they have a lot of self-control, which is great. So this could be a very loyal person that you're talking to. They're able to really approach any problems that come in a relationship gracefully. They have a lot of power. So this is a stable-minded person that you're actually talking to. And, you know, they have a lot of courage. They have a lot of patience. You know, they connect with their inner strength. So that allows them to embody, you know, getting in a relationship, even though a lot of people don't like to be vulnerable, but they definitely have all the tools necessary in order to persevere in a relationship. So then you have the moon card here. Okay, so getting the moon card, this is what you're worried about. And normally when the moon card comes out, this is like you're worried about secrets. You're worried about someone keeping things from you, not telling you everything that's going on. You're worried about them seeing your shadow self, like seeing how you get when you're angry, or you know, when you're mad or jealous or when you get upset. You're kind of like worried about that, kind of like that. Everyone always kind of feels like, oh my God, how is this person going to react when I do X, Y, and Z? So you have to know that the moon is really, how do you say it? It rules your subconscious. Okay. So it brings on like light to your fears. So you're kind of fearing that they're going to notice that you don't want to be vulnerable. You don't want to project that. You don't want to show your insecurities. But you have to kind of do that if you're in a relationship. If you really want to be in a relationship, you got to get to know that person in and out, right? If you really want to build with them. And you're worried like they might not like all of your imperfections. But at the same token, you're like, you walk around with this attitude like you don't care. Who doesn't like me? I'm going to do what? But when it comes to a relationship, you want that person to really be into you and go beyond the surface and dive deep and maybe even help heal you or resolve your inner issues and kind of bring that good person that you know that you are out in you. Okay. And so, you know, there's some psychic forces that play too. Okay, you guys, you know, Libra, you guys have some, you're very intuitive sometimes. Okay, you guys can really get involved. So it's kind of, you know, what you're afraid of. Like when you reveal the truth, are they going to run? You know, versus like, hey, I'm telling you the truth. You should accept me because I'm telling you the truth. So that's like kind of your energy. But sometimes you can be a little too honest, too quick, and like, pew, they're out the door. So that's kind of like what goes on in your mind. Page of Cups. So you got this in the flip. So this is what you don't need to be worried about. That's great. Getting a page is kind of like someone kind of in and out. This is like flighty energy, but it's in the flip. So getting the page, it's kind of like you don't want someone that's like overreactive, moody. Um, you know, you don't have to worry about them doing that. You don't have to be worried about an emotional overload from this person. Okay. Emotions can really run, you know, you and your partner like really heavy, and it might have, you know, bring on hard times, like hard to control in a sense, but you don't have to worry about that with this person. They feel all the feels, they know their limits, you know, and if you're feeling a certain way, they can like turn your mood into a brighter day. So you really don't have to worry about that. Okay. There might be some times where it might be some unnecessary suffering, some unnecessary sadness, but that happens with all relationships when you're getting to know somebody. But you don't have to worry about them jumping the gun. Okay. So this is a great person. It sounds like you guys can really connect. This can be a romantic encounter. Okay. It can be amazing at first. And then you think like, oh, the worst, you know, like, you know, it's all like butterflies, it's all good in the beginning, and you're just so worried about, okay, boom, are they going to show who they really are? So that's kind of like what you think about. Like you think of like, are they going to show their ass later? They're going to show their ass now, because I show my ass now. And you're like, this is how I am, take it or leave it. So that's your kind of energy. And you just don't want to be disappointed later on. Like, why couldn't you just tell me this in the beginning? You know? And so that's kind of like what goes through your mind. You like want to look at all the facts before it turns into any kind of jealousy. You guys are really, you know, it's easy to really get caught up when you're in a good moment, but you're just like, just show me how you are now. Okay. You want to look forward to what feels good now. So this is the Empress. Okay. So you got this in the flip. So this is how everything's been going so far. Okay. So getting this card, it's kind of showing me that you guys have, you know, you guys are both independent. You know, there is some kind of attachment between you two. It's like this fruitless kind of energy. There might be a little bit of a lack of harmony, and you guys are both trying to like juggle everything, like between work and hanging out and maintaining like a balance. And so you guys might be stressing yourselves too thin with outside things versus like putting energy into the relationship, okay? It's like you're placing others before the relationship, which may cause some kind of unnecessary stress, okay? And so you got to get back in sync with each other. That means like kind of aligning your guys' desires together. Like get back to like the old school stuff. You know, you guys gotta fill each other up. That way you guys have enough to give one another instead of deplete all of your resources and you guys have nothing to give one another. Okay. So it's kind of like, you know, some of you guys might work so hard, you just have a lack of energy. You have a lack of creativeness, of giving back. Like you're just kind of like, it's like uninspired. So you guys might be feeling that. On the other hand, you guys also might be taking on the role of being a little bit overbearing, like too protective or too demanding. So this could be either or. Take it how it resonates, okay? And it's kind of like you're ready for something and it's just not there. It's kind of like picking a fruit that's just like ripe still. You know what I mean? So you guys got to both replenish and find your center and come grounded, come back together. That way you guys can have this loving energy and bring that compassion. So then we have the Seven of Cups. Okay, this is how the relationship will go in the future. So you see how all of these cups actually have something different. So you guys both have different things to bring to the table. So I really feel like, you know, there's a lot of temptation that's going to be around you guys. So you got to be careful. If you're really interested in this person, you really want to take this a step further, you have to be careful of what you wish for, okay? You know, there could be many things that are presented to you, whether that's tangible things, you know, them buying things, vice versa. So be careful because it might not be in your best interest because sometimes people use the fluff to kind of cover up who they really are. So, and you're really protecting yourself within this relationship right now. And, you know, there might be some illusions that might be created throughout the relationship. You might think it's going to go one way, and then bam, it just like poof, either gone or, you know, so you guys may have a lot of options. It's kind of like, you know, once you're with someone and somebody knows it, it's like all these other people, all these other energies like know it and they want to like come to you and they want to get you and they want to talk to you. So, and I feel like both of you guys, either you're attractive, you know, they're attractive, you guys are both getting attention. So it's kind of like one of those things. What is going on? So temptation is really calling. Just be careful. There's going to be a lot of choices. So just weigh out your pros and cons and you guys can really choose what to see. So it's kind of like in limbo. You just got to play it day by day. Thank you so much for tuning in, Libra. Really appreciate it. If you haven't already, smash the subscribe button and the bell right next to it. That way you don't miss out on more energy updates from me. Also, please go ahead and follow my Instagram, Vixen Tarot After Dark. And I'll see you guys in the next video.